Hey everybody, this is Chris for Geek Tech Live. Welcome again to episode 114. We had some technical difficulties just recently and let's just say we had to redo the episode. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into a brand new episode that I decided and push the other one off by 1 week. In this episode, we're going to talk about some really cool news coming to you this May for X-Men and also for SpiderMan. So without further ado, let's talk about Geek Tech Live. I'd like to take this moment to actually mention that Geek Tech Live is brought to you by Zazzle.com. I would like to offer my services as a podcaster and webcaster just to say, head on over to Zazzle.com right now. Find yourself some awesome stuff to buy. And when you do, because you're gonna, use my promo code of Geek Tech Show 3. Save yourself some money. In fact, I can tell you exactly how much you're going to save. You're going to save 10% off of any order of $50 or more at Zazzle.com. So why don't you just head on over there right now and find something really cool? I mean, you probably didn't get what you wanted for Valentine's Day, so buy something for yourself. Treat yourself. It's time. Go to Zazzle.com, use my promo code of Geek Tech Show, and get yourself 10% off of anything $50 or more. The X-Men will fall this May, leading up to the biggest decision of the X-Men's lives. Eisner Award-winning writer Paul Jenkins and rising star artists Robert De La Torre and Lawrence Campbell sow seeds of this discontent among the ranks of the mutant nation in X-Men Prelude number 1 of actually 4. There is a calm before every storm, and in the months to come, the children of the Atom will be faced with a decisive turning point, one that threatens to pit brother against brother, lover against lover, and mutant against mutant. To understand what is coming in the X-Men, you are going to need to understand what has already kind of transpired, says X-Men senior editor Nick Lowe. The history of the X-Men is a huge tapestry, and what we're trying to do here is sum up the necessary info while filling in the blanks and adding some new twists that will set fanboys a-twittering. And in this series, Paul lays out the complexities for the fans so that they can actually see the foundation that is beginning to crack. The dream that Charles Xavier built basically crumbles, and what you knew about the X-Men changes here. It all begins in X-Men Prelude number 1 of 4, coming this May. And like I said, everything changes in Astonishing X-Men this May. This spring, Astonishing X-Men takes a dramatic twist as two amazing pairs of creators team up for an astonishing crossover event, all in one series. This April, acclaimed creators of Daniel Way, Christos Gage, Jason Pearson, and Juan Bublio set Astonishing X-Men on a monstrous monthly new path. The X-Men split into two teams, each on seemingly separate missions, told by rotating creative teams that collide with major consequences for the X-Men. For the first time since its inception, the events of Astonishing X-Men are happening in the current X continuity, explains X-Men senior editor Nick Lowe. Not only are they reflecting where the X-Men are, you will also see the debut of a character that is going to be an important part of the X universe at the end of 2011. Way and Pearson kick things off in Astonishing X-Men number 37 as Wolverine, Cyclops, Emma Frost, and Armor are already knee-deep in a giant monster outbreak flattening metropolitan Japan. When the monstrous Fing Fang Foom attacks, the X-Men head into action. But while the X-Men are fending off the catastrophic beasts of Monster Island, Armor is contending with matters of a more personal nature. Can the X-Men save Tokyo without losing Armor? While that's going on, Christos Gage and Juan Bublio step in Astonishing X-Men number 38 for a story that's just truly shows you're not always better off sitting it out when it comes to mutant adventuring. Starting this May, Storm, Colossus, Kitty Pryde, and Beast will have to pick up the slack as Brood invasion threatens the other side of the Pacific coast, in a tale that gives a whole new urgency to the term meanwhile. And that's not all. Because not only will Lockheed be meeting Kitty Pryde for the first time since the Silver Bullet, but Sword's Agent Brand comes back to the X-fold. No fan can miss this truly unique take on serial storytelling as the X-Men take on Foom and the Brood at the same time. The astonishing line brings fans to the top creators in the industry on the top characters. It gets even bigger in this April as fans get a monthly dose of astonishing X-Men. Fear itself targets SpiderMan this May. Great fear will come with great vulnerability, as acclaimed writer Christopher Yost and superstar artist Mike McKone plunge Marvel's web-slinger directly into the year's most cataclysmic comics event in Fear itself, Spider-Man #1 of 3. The forces of fear overrun New York, and Spider-Man is the only hero left standing. Everything I've seen so far from Fear itself has given me chills, said editor Stephen Wacker. Yost, who really found the way into the story by pinpointing the sheer humanity of Spidey and the fact that fear itself would affect Peter Parker more deeply than just about any other hero. As the entire city stands on the brink of chaos, will he alone be able to defend its citizens from the legions of fear? And can even Marvel's most meddlesome of heroes gaze into the face of fear itself without giving into mortal terror? Learn the true meaning of arachnophobia this May only in Fear itself, Spider-Man #1 of 3. Well, there you have it, everybody. Some really kind of cool storylines coming from Marvel on the X-Men front, with the two really interesting story arcs coming out of X-Men. Obviously, those two are just going to be just really fun to watch, just because obviously the storylines of X-Men seems to weave everywhere, and especially in the multiverse that is Marvel. You never really know what's going to happen next and what's going to transpire along the line as things happen. Now, the one I've obviously been a huge Spidey fan for most of my life, if not pretty much all of my life. Let's just be honest here. So, as much as I like X-Men and Thor and everyone else, even on the DC side, Batman, all the other ones, I still hold a special place in my heart for Spider-Man. And the whole brand new day for Spider-Man really, I thought, for me, brought out a sort of a reboot, if you will, of Spider-Man and Spidey's sort of lifelong career of making or trying to make things better for people. And I think that this new sort of line of Spidey is actually quite interesting. So if you haven't picked up a Spider-Man comic book in a while, you're probably going to notice a lot of changes, unless it's been a really long while, and then you might not actually notice really any change. So either way, I would seriously suggest you go and pick these up when they come out in May. This is obviously a big sneak preview. You're listening to this a little bit after Valentine's Day in February, and well, let's see, by my reckoning, February, March, April, May. Wow, that's a couple of months away, but you heard it here, probably first. Well, I hope. And see for yourself. I'll leave some links in the show notes as well. And obviously, I really hope that you enjoyed episode 114. Like I said, in 115, coming up really soon in a couple of days, we're going to go ahead and talk about the 2011 Chicago Auto Show that I was able to go to last week. So hopefully you'll enjoy it as much watching it through my eyes as I enjoyed actually being there. Hopefully you're a car nut, and technically cars have tech in them, so you can geek out on cars, and they have tech in them, and well, it's Geek Tech Live, so why not? That's kind of what I thought. Either way, appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for listening, and when those come out in May, pick them up and let me know what you think of them. I'll be probably reviewing them after I'm done reading them myself. So until next time, everyone, this is Chris for Geek Tech Live. This is episode 114. We'll see you in actually less than a week this time.